Welcome back to this episode, and we want to talk about two things that have ravaged the landscape of Nigerian personal finance space. One of them is Ponzi scheme, which most of us have known, popularized by MMM, and the second one is about betting and gambling. Okay, the question I want to ask is, have you ever seen a rich gambler before? I doubt if you have ever. And the reason is simple. Being wealthy through betting, through gambling is not sustainable. The thing about wealth is that it has to be sustainable. Wealth is not created through an idea. Everybody has an idea. But it's about how do you bring these ideas to fruition? What strategies do you have to make the idea come to life? How can you block the loopholes around the idea? So, it takes a lot to be wealthy. It's not just happy-go-lucky, you gamble, you make it. The other thing about gambling is that those that gamble become habitual gamblers or bet, and because of that, they keep coming back and they'll lose the money at the end of the day. Another reason is the principle of windfall. When people are not used to windfall, when people don't know how to manage money and big money comes to them, they will blow it away. It's, as the Americans will say, a fool and his money are one big party. So, generally in betting and in gambling, the only people who profit from it are the owners of the setup. You know, so that's why the Americans will say it's on the house. You can't beat the house, because in anything you do, that's why it's a business. You know, it's not for the users of the business, it's for the owners of the business. So that's it. But if you think your way out of money troubles is to bet, to gamble, I think you're creating more problems for yourself, and you should stop. By all means, please stop. The second one is about Ponzi schemes. Now, most times, the thing about investment is this: high risk has high reward. Just like in anything in life, low risk comes with low reward. But when you come to someone who tells you, I have a low risk, but it has a high reward, you shouldn't worry. When someone comes to you with a deal that says, there's no risk in this deal, you will always make money, please be very wary. In fact, don't put your money. As Warren Buffett will always say, it's all about the money. Money's all the money. Make sure you know where the money is going. Okay? So, Ponzi schemes, as we already know, one is that you're promised very high rate of returns. You're told if you bring in, say, 100,000, by the end of the month, you get 30,000, 40,000 upfront, and your capital is still intact. There is no scheme, there's no business that gives such high returns. Or there may be few, but it's always not sustainable. It crashes at some point because you can't keep up. Don't think the other thing you should know about Ponzi schemes is that by the time you ask the people who come to you with it, the explanations are always very complex, long, unwinding, and if you're an investor, you will know that this is leading to nowhere. Don't think that you can't be fooled. When Benny Madoff fooled the whole world or half of the world, he fooled banks, big banks, universities, endowments, people that people give money to. Why? Because he was giving them high risk with, high reward with low risk. How can you spot out a Ponzi scheme? It's simple. One, I've already said it, low risk, high returns. Two, by the time many people want to take out their money, the scheme crumbles. This, is the same thing that happened to our famous MMM. The other one is when there are economic forces acting and people need money, the scheme always is not able to pay. And then people will start telling you why they can't pay. MMM is an example that is there. 3 million Nigerians lost a total of 18 billion naira. Yes, that's what happened. And it's a lesson for all of us. The thing about Ponzi scheme is that I'm a Nigerian, so I'll tell you about the Nigerian one. Every generation from that of my dad to the one of today always had a Ponzi scheme that rocked it. In the 80s, there was Planwell, which came and rocked. There was Umana. They promised things and they couldn't. In the 2000s, there were the fund maps. Again, it's the same model operandi. They promise you things that, yes, at the first time they are able to pay, but as it gets more complex, the people either run away with whatever they've been able to gather or just allow the scheme to crumble. Don't go there thinking, I'll go in, I'll be one of the early guys, and then I'll get out. No. There's something about money. When you get in touch with it, you want more. And the desire for more drags you in. So, sponsors, they are all there. So then in our generation was MMM and the many other ones. Every day I still hear about people who are, I don't know what name to call them, who are daft enough to still invest in these schemes. You don't hear the success story, it's only when it crumbles that it hears. So the things to look at also, again, still speaking on Ponzi scheme, is that most times they don't have anything they are selling. There's no product, there's no service. It's just bring the money, don't worry. And even when they try to explain again, it's very unwinding. Again, 10, 15 years ago, we remember the story of Nospecto. People kept talking about, they are selling oil, they're selling diesel, they're selling petrol. If you've ever been in that business, the margins in those businesses are very lean. So always try to ask, what is this business that I'm getting into? If nobody can explain it better for you, please, you leave. As one of our great investors say, if I can't explain what I'm doing to my grandmother, if she can't get it, then it's time for me to leave. Don't allow anybody come and play on your, conscience and say, the profits of this goes to helping the poor, and they can't explain it to you. The most important thing in personal finance is understanding. You must understand how money is being made, how money is not being made, how you spend, how you don't spend, where is the money going to. If you lose money, you should be able to know, how did I lose this money, so that you learn. But in Ponzi schemes and in betting, it's really up to luck, and those things can crash any day. So my advice, since we are building something that is sustainable, please stay away from the things that will take you into the red, more like. Stay away from Ponzi schemes, stay away from gambling. Let's stay on the right track, and then we'll get to where we're going.